I started seriously making games in 2019, but I had smaller experiments before. I was around 12 when I first had an idea to make a game. It was 2016 if I remember correctly. I searched for a tutorial on YouTube and downloaded the original GameMaker Studio because the only Hungarian tutorial I've found used it too. I made some really shitty Mario clone with copy-pasted code, but instead of Mario, there was a square character face created in Paint, and instead of Goombas, there were zombies. I mean small zombie heads. It crashed every time and my Pentium 2 computer couldn't even run the game, so I couldn't test it. I only got feedback from my classmates. I quickly lost motivation. Around 3 years went by and I wanted to make a platformer game for a Hungarian content creator. I downloaded an absolutely legal version of GameMaker Studio 2 and started following a platformer tutorial series. I even released a teaser for the game, but I only have these few seconds of footage. I hated GameMaker Studio, so I tried Unity in January 2020, participating in my first ever game jam, the Nokia Jam, where you had to make a game using the limitations of a Nokia 3310. It was a shitty game. I just blindly followed a tutorial by Blackthornprod and used different assets. Yeah, it's a piece of shit. I mean the tutorial was great. I started remaking my game in Unity. It was much better. There were mechanics like the force, traps, creative levels and everything. Unfortunately, the YouTuber didn't give a shit after I released the game, so I was kinda demotivated. While making this game, I participated in the weekly game jam, making this really short game. It's nothing special, I just like the animation of the character. And another shitty one for Ludum Dare 46, that was when I started this YouTube channel. The game got released in April 2020. But after the failure of what is still one of my best games, I was so demotivated I almost stopped making games altogether. I didn't release my next game until January of 2021. I made it for the Blackthornprod Game Jam, but I misread the deadline, so I finished it a day too late. It was just another bad game I made. In April, I finally made a decent game for Ludum Dare 48 called Gold Rush. It's still my last Ludum Dare game, even though I always want to participate in all the Ludum Dare jams, but I always get a shitty theme I don't like. I also started making a game for Ludum Dare 49, but never finished it, but I made a devlog about it. After another long break, I released my next game in January 2022. I don't know why I always return to game dev in January, probably because of New Year resolutions and stuff, I have no idea. It's called Nightmare, made for the mini jam. It's a roguelike game. Nothing special, for some reason I really enjoyed making it. I even made an update a few months later. A week after releasing Nightmare, I participated in the Try Jam, where I had to make a game in only 3 hours. The result was this game where you are a white blood cell with limited antibodies trying to shoot viruses. In April, I made Welcome to Wonderland for the themed horror jam. A short point-and-click game. I really love it, there's barely any game mechanic, it's all about the story. This is where I had to learn to make a dialogue system. This is the first appearance of the cult of the Supreme God, which is a crucial part of a lot of my Reddit horror stories. You can read them if you want, link in the description. In the same month, I made The Floor is Blood for the Bullet Hell Jam. It wasn't that great, but I loved this cute devil character I created, and it seemed like the people who played the game liked him too. In May, I made Dead Star for the GameDev.tv Game Jam. It's a simple game about a black hole trying to eat planets and stars. Lots of people liked it, but I don't think it's good, although it always feels great when I get good feedback. In July, I made 3 terrible games for game jams, this shooting game where you are a combat drone, this point-and-click stuff with again, no game mechanics, and this Guess the Capital game for the GMTK Game Jam. So what happened next? Well, of course, another long break from game dev, this time lasting a whole year. It was mostly because I was in my final year of school. I was 18, chasing good grades and good girls. Well, I got good grades, so I was 50% successful. But at least I managed to pass my final exams and got accepted into a programming university, achieving my goals. So, as preparation for university, I participated in the Kenny Jam 2023 with, you guessed it, another shit game. It's called Dead Planet. It was really bad, and the HTML5 version crashed after a certain level. This was around the time Unity set itself on fire, so I switched to Godot. I released this game in December. It was much better in my mind, but it didn't turn out that great. It can be fun for a few minutes. You have to stop the hero from reaching the end of the level by placing down obstacles. Then, new year, new resolutions, new January, new games. A few days ago, I released One Night at Prigoz's, a FNAF clone with Yevgeny Prigozhin. I started to really love Godot. It's my new favorite game engine now. I'll never return to Unity. I started a few new projects, like this point-and-click game, but I'll probably abandon this game. So, what's next? Well, I'm making something new. Something I never made before. And it will be the best game I've ever made. Devlog coming probably soon. You can also expect a few Godot tutorials. I'll try to make a video per week, but I have exams right now, so we'll see how it goes. See you in the next video. Bye.